Welcome back to another Alliance War. This time around, 4Loki is taking on ASR, Assassins Reloaded. And this is the alliance that first beat us in Season 2. The Season 2 opener, I believe, was against ASR, and they did take us down. So we're going to try to get some revenge here. I'm taking a Medusa, Black Bolt, and Nebula because I am taking Path 8 again. And this war is definitely more interesting than the past couple of wars have been. I've got some very interesting fights here, including the Iron Man Infinity War mini-boss at the end. So first node is just going to be a 4-star mutant champion. It is going to be a Wolverine. We got Special Lock 1 here, and as you guys know, my strategy against this node is typically to kind of hold on to my special just so I can get the healing off of willpower and try to end this fight with that 100% yellow bar. Now, was I successful this time around? Well, we'll find out in just a moment here. Got that healing going. If I could just bait out a few specials, this should be over pretty quickly here. I could have thrown my special one there. It probably would have been fine because, you know, he had enough power that I would have just had to bait out a special. But still, I held on to it to the end, and yep, got that full 100% yellow bar. Alright, next node up is a 4-star science champion. And I didn't really care who was going to be on this node. It's just a bunch of extra health and physical resistance. Didn't really matter. It's a 4-star champion, right? Well, in the future, I'm actually not going to be taking this node. Because, as you're about to see, it's Electro. And watch how much damage I take from this little old 4-star Electro, even though I'm using this very powerful, very beefy, and somewhat tanky 565 Medusa. I just end up taking so much damage. So yeah, in the future, I'm going to let one of my blade buddies handle this guy and come out of the fight with full health, or at least more health than I did. Because man, look at my health just dropping. I was trying to let the bleeds put in a little bit of work here for my armor shatter, but I mean, look at that. He's healing up most of it from willpower. The bleeds are not going to do enough. I have to go back in there. I have to keep attacking. And I end the fight with 49% HP. Basically all this does is just suck away potions, rip all of my glory or units if I'm buying them through units, which, I mean, I guess technically I did buy some of them through units after that package came out, that potion and boost package came out. That actually came out right after this war, and you're going to see why I needed it so badly, because that is not the last of the potions that I'm going to be using this war. There will be quite a few other potions that get used as well. Alright, so we have a 5-star champion. Moving on to the more interesting side of the Alliance War here. This is a 5-star Modok ahead of us. I'm going to boost up as I'm taking out the rest of my lane at this point. We've got, I mean, this node is not that bad. It's got bleed immunity, limber, and then a couple of nodes that I don't think matter all that much. Limber is really the big thing. Whenever I stare down a list of nodes, I try to figure out, like, okay, which is the node that I really need to keep in mind here, and this node, it's pretty much just limber. Now Modok, I'm not the best at fighting Modok, but I'm not the worst either. Like, I'm familiar with how to fight him, I know how to dodge his specials. It's just I don't get a chance to fight this guy all that much, and when he's on a limber node, and you can't really get like the heavy attacks in and everything, it's a bit annoying, but I figure if I just play it slow, you know, I'm doing a lot of damage just attacking into his block. You can see some of these block hit numbers after this dodge. There we go, like over 1,000 damage just into his block. So, I mean, if I have to, I'll just attack 100 times into his block, and we'll be good to go there. The big thing about Modok is just to not screw up dodging his special one. And when he has a special ready to go, don't attack into him the full hits unless you are actually connecting those hits. And then just dodge the special and pretty good to go. This fight goes fairly smoothly. Happy that I didn't really get hit by any of those special ones, and Modok is down. Didn't take all that long. Moving on to the next fight here. Alright, so I already said that I brought in Nebula, and this of course is the fight that I brought her in for. This is the Biohazard node. And this, of course, has a persistent charge, so it's going to be either Bishop or Sabretooth, and yeah, I knew it was going to be Sabretooth. Once you, and I say it all the time, once you have a champion that's immune to that Biohazard, really it's just a limber node with a bit of stats, really nothing to be too concerned with. Of course, it does have bleed and poison immune as well, but since Nebula doesn't care about either of those. I don't really care about those nodes either. Alright, so the goal is to not play like a dummy. Do not sit there and build up shock charges the entire fight. Do not get backed up against the wall. I have to remind myself every single time I play this champion not to do that. So I'm trying my best here to just forget about building up shock charges. Just use Nebula for her bleed and poison immunity, and let's go. Just fight this as if it's a normal fight. He's got a lot of regen stacks right now, but doesn't matter. I'm still fighting through them just fine. I could let them drop off, and it probably would have been a smarter idea to just let them drop off, but I'd like keeping them in this special 1 cycle. I feel like I have more control over the fight if I do that. And I'm still, you know, chipping away through that healing, so it's really not that big of a deal. Baiting out the heavy attack and special 1, you just got to remember that they're both 3 hits. They look a little bit different, of course, but as long as you remember that they're both 3 hits, you're pretty good to go. The special 2, I really do not like pushing Sabretooth to a special 2 at all if I can help it. Luckily, he does throw the special 1 even when he's across the room, so it does make him more susceptible to throwing that special 1, which makes Sabretooth, in my opinion, not too difficult of a defender to take down. So Sabretooth, he goes down. Okay, next fight. This fight really pissed me off. This one right here. It is a 5-star Cosmic Champion. 5-star Cosmic Champion on a node that has Starburst and Flare, so of course I'm going to be dealing a massive amount of damage, but I'm also going to be taking a lot of degeneration damage as well. And because this is a 5-star Cosmic Champion, and looking at the profile of this player, I know already before getting to this fight that it's going to be a hella. I'm going to be taking hella damage at the end of this fight, basically. God, I'm sorry for that pun. That was pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, the goal is just to not take too much chip damage and get her into that, you know, invulnerability state as fast as possibly can. And that's kind of where I messed up here. It's kind of my fault that I didn't get as many openings as I should. You're going to see me block a special instead of evade it. I, of course, tried to evade it, but I just mistimed it, so I ended up blocking it. So yeah, all this damage could have been avoided here. I finally get her into her invulnerability state, and look at my health, just plummeting. I'm taking 484 damage every half second, so nearly 1,000 damage a second, and as soon as I get my opening, once her invulnerability is down, I'm able to take her out. But, oh my god, just so much damage. And like, yeah, I could have avoided a little bit of that if I got her down faster, if I took a little bit less chip damage, but that node is just annoying, man, more than anything. I've never died to it, but just the amount of potions that I'm gonna have to use afterwards. And you can see my alliance here typing in here, close from BG, woo, and stuff. Man, I didn't care at all about that fight. I was worried about this Iron Man fight the entire time. Practicing against this Iron Man, focused totally on this Iron Man, while fighting Hela, thinking, okay, my next fight is going to be Iron Man. I didn't care at all one bit about that fight before, but yeah. Rip my potion stash once again. So my potions just got eaten away this war by Electro and Hela. Alright, I'm changing up my masteries here. I'm not going to actually show you the process of putting all the mastery points in and everything like that, but I wanted to include this to let you know that, yes, I was not running Suicides, and then, boom, switched to Suicides, and putting the final point into second point of Courage here, thinking that I would dip below 50%. Alright, and there's nothing left to this war but to take down this Iron Man Infinity War mini-boss. Now, this is actually the same fight that I uploaded separately as well, so if you've already seen this fight, well, then you know how it goes. But man, this was one of my favorite fights of all of Season 2. One of the coolest fights, in my opinion, that I've ever been a part of in any Alliance war, pre-season, before seasons were a thing. Season 1, Season 2, this was definitely up there for one of the cooler fights. I've got all 20% boost active right now, and I've got an invulnerability boost. It's the Optimist node, and the way it works with Iron Man, which I did not realize until fighting him here, is that every time you attack into him when he's below 15%, he will power you, so you have to use heavy attacks, which is not a big deal if you know it. It's just, yeah, I didn't know it, so That's where a lot of the mistakes come in, is towards that second part of the fight, the second half of the fight, when he dips below that 15%. You're going to see I had a lot of time to play around with, but due to making some mistakes and him throwing specials, it gets very rough. But the first part of the fight is not too bad at all. You know, just baiting out heavy attacks, finding your opening that way, and then dodging the special 1, and that's it really. I mean, you know, if I could push him to a special 2, I wouldn't mind it. Dodging the special 2 actually I think is a little bit easier, and you spend less time dodging specials that you can't really punish anyway, so I actually would not have minded pushing him to a special 2. But Iron Man Infinity War, for some reason, he seems pretty loose with his specials for the most part, and does like to throw that special 1, it seems. I get clipped there. My Indestructible blocks the first hit, and then Living Strands auto blocks the second part, so I still do have a couple of Indestructible charges left on my boost. Sometimes getting clipped by the first part of the L1 it's tough to avoid. It's tough to avoid actually, the way that it swings at you. Getting some good damage there with the L2. Take a little bit of recoil, of course. Dodge another special 1, and it was getting close to that 25% range, where he's gonna have that permanent armor up. Or, I'm sorry, oh no, okay, there we go. I couldn't remember if it was 25 or 20. But he's got the permanent armor up now, and I'm about to get him to 15%, so I go ahead and throw the heavy attack here, thinking, okay, if he's going to auto-block me, I want to attack in with that. But he didn't gain the armor ups from his signature ability there, so I'm like, okay, I'm in the clear. I guess I don't have to throw a heavy attack. So, of course, I attack regular here, and nope. There's all those armor ups. I guess you have to attack him once when he's below 15% for those to go off, not what I did, taking him to 15%. But alright, so from here, in the future, I will only use heavy attacks, but for this particular fight, I was still not exactly sure what was going on, so I ended up throwing a special 2 there, trying to see if that can get through his auto block. It did not, and now I'm like, okay, that's fine, heavy attacks only. But as you can see, it's super difficult to actually find an opening against this guy because of his constant power gain. Like, look how fast his power meter is going up. Reminds me of like old Doctor Strange, where it didn't move at a snail's pace. This might be even faster than old Doctor Strange. I don't know. It's pretty fast. It's pretty fast. I know that much. Yeah, at this point the clock is ticking down. One more heavy attack should do it. One more heavy attack did not do it. We've got 7, 6. He's got a special 3, and boom. Okay, heavy attack takes him down. Very cool fight. Like I said, one of my favorite ones from of all time in Alliance War, and that is my last contribution to this war. Very happy that I turned on Suicide Masteries, by the way. If I didn't turn Suicides on, I don't think I would have made it. In the future, I don't think I'll need Suicides as long as I don't screw up the last little bit there, because I did waste a lot of time. But for this instance, I'm happy that I turned them on. We did actually get our revenge here. We did take down ASR, but it was an extremely close war. Good war to you guys over in ASR. Of course, we've got a lot of friends in that alliance, and I know there's definitely one Alliance War video from their perspective. Heisenberg 420. I'm going to put a link in the description to his video from his side of the war. I'm not sure if any of the other guys made videos. I don't think they did. I don't think Vex did. Pretty sure he did not, at least. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this war. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.